So basically I've got a double bed in my Land Rover and it's not enough, so something I've been wanting to do for a long time was put a bed behind me here for the little one to stay in. But after going out in Ashley and Simo's 101 and they got that awesome bunk across the back that went over them, it got me thinking of over here. I don't know if you can see it, we've got the TV, but just behind it we've got a bunk, it's like a cupboard, but I don't put anything in it because when I go off-road it all just spills straight back out again. So what I'm thinking of doing is taking all that cupboard out, seeing how much room I've got, and making a deck that sits high when I'm driving, but when I pull up I can pull a couple of pins and it drops down to the top of the seats, which should make a child's bunk. So that's kind of the plan that I've got. So yeah, I've started taking screws and bits and pieces out and we'll see where we go from here. As you can see, pull the telly out of the way. This is the space that we've got, so if we take probably from here down out, and it's going to come along here, which gives around about 3 foot, something like that, which is enough for, you know, just laying down as a bunk, I think. The only thing is we've got a load of old electrics in there. We're going to figure out what's what. We're going to take this support out here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another one welded in lower down so we keep that rigidity, and then go from there. Let's see what we can pull to bits. So I'll probably say first job to get out of the way is this TV on its widget little bracket. We're going to move this over by the door. Then no matter what side we're on, if I'm in here I can watch telly. If she's through the day she can watch telly. If she's in bed, when I'm still around the campfire, she can spin it round and she can see it from where she is. So it's win-win. If you're wondering what the telly is, it is a 12 volt TV. It's made by CeeLo. No, I wouldn't recommend it. It's feels right flimsy, and when you go to turn it off it says powering down, do not turn off, and then it just never turns off. So I'm not mega impressed, especially at the price of them. It's quite expensive with it being just 12 volt only. So right, let me get these screws out of here. And while it's in hand, let's see if we can get this cable over, and I may as well just refit it to the new location straight away, and it's one less thing sat about that's going to get clattered on, because there's a lot of stuff in here, because a lot of you'll know I've been self-quarantining and just hanging out in here because it keeps me away from the family. So we'll hinge that open. This is the mistake I made last time. The mistake I made last time is I screwed the thing to the wall and didn't work out the positions it could go in. So we know now that's a good close position. These are terrible screws, but they've got a really, really thick thread on them. So just double check before we put any more in. If we close this down, that's well out of the way. Yeah? So let's open that back up again. Make sure that's straight. Last one. There we go. It's as easy as that. Beauty of old Land Rovers is you don't mind screwing holes in things. So what we can do, we can have this all the way around so she can see it there, and we can have it all the way over there so we can see it from the seating area. It may go somewhere else, but for now that seems to be a decent location. So back out of the shadows again, and we've now got a bit more access. We'll cut that bit of carpet off. I'll find out how it's actually put together, because these things are made weird. They've got like it's almost like a rivet where they've drilled in, they've put like a plug in, and then they've hammered a screw in, and it's got a flathead on it. So you think you can unscrew it, but you can't, because the threads don't let you do it. So nightmare to take to bits. Right, so we found some old cables here. What this will be is, what we got. So this one here is the old dash cam. We're replacing that. This one here, I think, was the light bar on the rear, and this one here, I think, was the old charging point to the auxiliary supply, something like that. We're no longer going to need any of this, so this can get binned off, so we'll cut that out, and that's that side gone. Previous owner used to have all this as like switch panels and things, but all that's redundant now, so we can get rid of all that. And then there's just one cable here, which we'll take out carefully, and this is, I've got some red strip lights, some in-cab lights, so we'll just whip them off, and we'll pull that back round, label it up, and then we can reuse that as a light switch for wherever I put the new interior light for the cab. Looking at the inside, there's a lip just in here, and again, I've took this bit of trim off here, and this just disappears off into the body. So without taking all the structure and all the trim off everything, I'm thinking the best bet is whip the grinder full length here, and whip the grinder full length at the top here, and this whole section should just come out. And then you can see. So what I've done is I've cut along the top and along the top, along the bottom, which has separated the thing. Problem is, it's full width of the vehicle, and in the cab it's narrower, so I think I'm going to have to put a big dint and damage the middle to bend it to actually get the thing out. I thought this would be easier than editing the two previous videos that I've already filmed that I'm too lazy to actually put together. What a mistake. So what we've got now, so you can see what I'm working with. So this was the bottom lip, that's all cut off now. The top, that's all cut out now, but as you can see, the whole thing, I've whacked it up on that top corner, so now I'm thinking I'm going to have to do some damage around about here, and that way I can fold the thing, you know, to make it shorter and get the thing out. Now I'm going to have to clean the Land Rover front to back, because there's going to be aluminium dust everywhere, and wear your gigs for this, because you don't want this stuff all over. Right, we might not need the extra cutting disc. Just going in from this side, managed to put my arms under and just fat man pull the thing down, which has totally collapsed it. So there is perks to being this way, I suppose. As you can see here. Now, voila. Alright, let's get this out. It's quite a substantial lock of that. Right, so this is what I was thinking now. So, as you can see, from the top of this chair all the way up there, I think that's a decent amount of space if the, you know, the bunk's down, and then when it goes back up, if I can get it anywhere around that kind of mark there, that'd be awesome. Right, so it's starting to get a bit dark now, so I'm going to call it a night because I've got loads of editing to do. I don't know which order I'm going to do these. Like I say, I've got 2 other videos to edit now, so I'm going to go make a start on them. But where I'm at now is basically, let's have a look. Let me light this up for you. It's far too bright. Hold on. Right, so what I've done, as you can see, I've chopped out between the two, so I know people are going to be going, oh well, it's not going to be strong enough. That's only C-section, really thin C-section just here, So what I'm going to do, lower down at the seat height, I'm going to put full box section with a thicker sidewall across, which will keep the rigidity. I'm probably going to do that down on a bit of an angle and box that off. Everything below the box, eventually I want to put a bulkhead there, all the way down, all the way across, so that's blocked off. And then the idea is, I'm thinking, I've just chucked the table up there now because it was a solid piece of wood and I was just curious. That's resting on the top of the seat where I pretty much want the bed to be in the down position, and on the sun visor. What I'm thinking is, put the box section there with an L section behind it, so that's the lower lip that it sits on, and then when I want to drive I can lift the rear end up, pull the whole thing back towards me a little bit off of like a hinge on the front, lift the front up and then push back, if that makes sense, with a pivot, and then lock into position, so then it'll sit just above my head like normal Defender roof kind of size. But yeah, that should be a decent amount of space for a little one. I'm going to have to find somewhere new. I had all my sound system up on these shelves, but I'm going to keep that as shelves for her to put all the little bits and pieces on, and I might put the speakers back up there but enclose them a little bit better now. But we shall see. I'm going to take the front of that old switch panel off. That'll be another little place for her to put her things. Yeah, should be awesome. The only thing I'm going to sort out is up here there's a bit of a lip, so I need to take that lip off, insulate all that a little bit better, carpet it all, and just generally tidy it all up really.